Hi guys, Warner Search me here back with another video. As normal, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to, comment what ifs I should do next. This is part 12 of what if Naruto should be OP and betrayed. 3 more episodes, don't worry, this will be done with. I know this is boring a bunch of you. I'm trying to also get done with this. But yeah, with no further ado, let's get right into the video. As we see a Naruto walking on water, as he sits down and starts meditating, after an hour, Naruto gets up as he cuts his hand with a sharp blade as he says, Shadow Realm, as a portal shows up on the ground, as he jumps right through it. As Naruto sees he's falling from a high place, as he says, how unlucky could I be? As Naruto cocks back his hand with a three-pronged kunai in his hand, as he throws it extremely fast, as shockwaves surround him, as he's boosted back up, but instantly he's teleported onto the ground, as the three-pronged kunai was heavily engraved into the ground out of the force that Naruto threw it with. As Naruto sees a giant dome, as he says, "Oh, home sweet home," as he opens the door, a very small door compared to the dome that was created by him, as he walks through. And there was a very far house on the edge of the dome, as Naruto throws the kunai, three-pronged kunai, again, and makes it there in an instant. As Naruto's throwing ability has highly increased, as his main abilities, the Raijin technique, the Rasengan, and the Chidori that he currently knows, are very powerful abilities that he's able to use. As I forgot, the Flying Thunder God, I think this is what it's named, or the teleportation technique that Minato used, is his main ability for transportation and everything like that. So his throwing ability and aiming ability have highly increased. If you guys hear any noises throughout the what if, for example, any music, any cars, it's because currently I have very loud neighbors that are currently having a birthday party. I don't blame them for the noise. It is a birthday party. There's supposed to be music. But I probably chose the wrong day to do the what if, but I normally schedule these things. Like I do it for like 3 weeks because I normally try to spend that time, and normally I just forget because it's actually kind of hard with my busy life. I know you won't believe that, but yeah, I'm getting way off track. I'm sorry. Let's get right back into it. As we see Naruto, as he says, "Well, it's I guess it's time." As he bites his hand and says, "Summoning Jutsu," as a giant toad, Gamabunta, shows out of nowhere. As he has his hand on his sword, "Did you summon me, Jiraiya?" As he's looking around, as he notices he's in a strange place. As Naruto, as Gamabunta looks down at Naruto. "Oh, so you're the one that summoned me. What do you want, kid?" As Naruto says, "Well, I want to train." "And how are you going to train with me?" I'm sorry, guys. I had to pause the video real quick. If you guys hear that, that's my family as well. So expect noise. I'm sorry, but as Naruto would place his hand on Gamabunta's stomach, as a seal will appear. As Naruto presses and infuses chakra into it, as Gamabunta starts shrinking in size, starts transforming into a human, or more of a transformation into a human. As sorry, I'm a little sick, so as he transforms into a human, and currently he has a human body, but he still retains his toad features as if he was in Sage mode, kind of like Naruto Sage mode, where he has the uh, orange outline, as you can see in the thumbnail. He has this orange outline of his eyes and everything such as that. So basically, he looks like that. just a version of Gamabunta. And let's say I give him a face. Um, just let your imagination free, because I'm just trying to finish this, so I'm not gonna be looking up pictures for Gamabunta if he was a human. I look, he could do that, but I don't feel like it because I don't know how to put pictures into my kind of like photo place, because I normally look on Google for these things. So yeah, so I really don't know how to like show you the picture of what he would look like. But yeah, as Gamabunta would be looking at his hands, he's like, "What did you do? What is this? Turning me into a human? How? No. Turn me back now!" he demands. "Sorry, Gamabunta, but I will turn you back eventually, but let's train first. I didn't feel like fighting a big toad, so let's say I put you back on my size." "You bastard." As he says, "Don't you think this is gonna limit my power? I'm gonna be a weak human." "Oh, no, no, no. You still have the same strength you did as a toad, and speed." As Naruto says, "Shadow Clone Jutsu," as two Shadow Clones appear, as they suddenly charge Gamabunta. As Gamabunta says, "Oh, really?" As he dashes, but noticing he dashes and there was giant craters being made out of his dash. He propels forward, not being able to control his own speed, reaching the outer layer of the dome as he hits the wall. Because of Naruto's enforcement seals, they're not going to be broken easily, but they do kind of scatter, no, as they kind of shatter, as he says, "What is this power? As I told you, you still have the same powers that you normally did as a toad." "So that means I'm still as fast as I would have been?" As Gamabunta did have to move a giant frame with his toad feet. And because of this, he trained his feet, because they had to carry such a big form. Because of this, they were extremely strong, and if Gamabunta were smaller and still had the same strength in his feet, he would be extremely fast, faster than most Jonin and Kage maybe. And I'm not including most Kage like Naruto and Kage, or the Raikage, because that means fast. But he's faster than most Kage that didn't focus on speed. For example, let's say probably Hiruzen, maybe Tsunade, and Sakura. And maybe was on par with Naruto in KCM, probably. Not KCM, like, probably, like, when he was fighting Orochimaru on Tenshi Bridge. Probably that. Yeah, I digress. As Naruto would say, "Come back here," as he would jump off the wall, shattering him more. Damn it, he's gonna break the dome. I have to fix that later. I can't have any demon beasts coming into my domain. As Gamabunta would show up, as he does have clothes on, so he dashes over Naruto, but Naruto grabs the base of his collar, or his shirt collar, because I'm not gonna make him grab him by his neck. And he dashes forward as the pressure of the air blows through Naruto's face, as Gamabunta is in his hands as he drops him. "So, are you ready?" "For what?" "Don't you remember? We're gonna fight." "Oh, yeah." As they both assume their positions, as Naruto says, "Barrier," as he uses seals to make a barrier around them so they don't hurt the dome and anything. "Huh, that's a cool jutsu you got there." And he says, "Go," as Naruto disappears out of sight. "Where could you have... I see you." As Gamabunta grabs shurikens that Naruto had given him before the battle and throws them. And the speed that he was going at are immense. As Naruto did not have time to dodge them, he draws his sword and slaps them right back at Gamabunta. As Gamabunta stops them with his sword, his kanto. As these shurikens were infused with lightning chakra that were electrifying Gamabunta. As Gamabunta was currently stunned, he opens his eyes to see a Naruto with red eyes. "The Mangekyo?" As he was not able to finish his thought as he gets thrown into the ground by the kick to a face. As Gamabunta, or the Gamabunta that Naruto thought he smacked, was in the air as he smacked the log that was currently totally destroyed. As Gamabunta says, "Damn, he has a strong kick. This kid is stronger than I thought. But not as strong as me," as he comes down with a roundhouse kick and is able to hit Naruto. As Naruto grabs his foot and throws him around like the Hulk and starts slamming him to the ground back and forth. As Gamabunta says, "Let's finish this," as he puts his sword into the ground. And he says, "Oil," as he spits out a special toad oil, as his sword is now covered in it, as he swings at Naruto's hand. Not cutting him as Naruto lets go of him, but putting oil on it. It's just instant combustion as he makes the hand size for a jutsu. As he blows, and it's just air. But Naruto feels like air has just hit him, like it was like a air bullet. And his arm suddenly turns in fire, as if he threw fireball jutsu. As Naruto pats himself out, but Gamabunta just used this as a distraction, as Naruto gets kicked in the face, as he goes flying, but he poofs. As Naruto then is behind Gamabunta as he slashes towards him, as Gamabunta blocks. You thought it would be that easy? No, I didn't. As he kind of covers his sword with an electric chakra, making it having the kind of like the waves of electricity, kind of like a shuriken, as he as this was currently clashing with Gamabunta's sword, as it travels through his sword into Gamabunta, electrifying him. As Gamabunta says, "Oh, this trick again," as he uses his other hand to punch Naruto, as Naruto goes flying, as Naruto rubs his head. Damn, that man hits hard. As he looks in front of him and does not see Gamabunta. "You really thought I couldn't see you?" As he kicks on top of him, as Gamabunta was right there, as Naruto hits him straight in the face as he goes flying. As they both say, "Great fireball jutsu," but instead of this, Gamabunta says, "Toad style, oil fireball," as a giant amount of oil goes towards Naruto. And it says, "Fireball jutsu," as the fireball increases in size tenfold, as a giant fireball is coming towards Naruto. It says, "Not today." As Naruto adds more chakra into this, including ki, as now Naruto would see the fire, as the fireball would go towards him, towards the fireball. It'd go into it as it explode, as the fire would wrap around Gamabunta's fireball, coming right back at him, twice the size. He says, "What the? This power? How did he?" As Gamabunta wouldn't have time to think about how Naruto did this, as he would be hit by this fireball. As Gamabunta would be charred, as Naruto and him would spend time fighting until they couldn't anymore after an hour. As Naruto would get out of his form of Mangekyo, and he would sit right next to Gamabunta, gasping for air. That was intense, don't you think? Yeah, it was actually kind of fun. I haven't had much of a challenge lately, and fighting you was actually kind of exciting. Thank you for the challenge. As they both fist bump, as they're kind of creating a connection. As before, Naruto only thought of him as his summoning companion and just a battle buddy and nothing else, not as an actual friend. Well, he did, but he didn't have time to actually like spend time with him and conversate with him and get to know him basically. As then we go to Naruto, who gets out of his shadow realm as he stretches to get out of the sore spots that he trained during fighting. As Naruto is getting out of his shadow realm. I'm sorry, guys. I'm yawning because it's kind of late at night. It's kind of like 3 a.m., but my family's still awake. So if you guys hear noises, don't mind them. They're just being themselves. Let's just continue. As Naruto would get out of his shadow realm, as he would appear in the training spot he was at. As seconds later, after Naruto spent more time meditating on top of water, increasing his chakra control and his reservoirs, as Aambu would appear right next to Naruto. Lady Tsunade has called you to her office. And also notice that in the Shadow Realm, Naruto can train as long as he wants. Time won't change. I mean, time will. So basically, spending like a day in the Shadow Realm is like spending an hour in real life. So he spent 2 hours in there. He spent around, like, let's say, no, he didn't spend 2 hours. He spent almost around like 4 to 3 hours. So he spent around, um, let's say, around like half an hour. Let me see. One day is like 1 hour. Wait, hold up. So I said one day in there is like 1 hour in real life. Yeah. So he spent like 5 minutes probably in there. I'm not exactly calculating, and I don't feel like that. So I'm pretty lazy when I do this. I'm not trying to give you the exact calculations, but yeah. As we see Naruto talking to this Ambu, as he's conversating with the Ambu, as he says that Lady Tsunade has called her to his office, to her office. It says, yes, thank you. As Naruto can send the bit of bloodlust coming off him. Another hair poppy because of the little Ninetales attack. He doesn't say this out loud. He says, see you later, demon. With the demon stuff. They should have already realized this didn't hurt me. Find a better insult, dimwit. As he says this out loud, as he looks behind him, he says, what did you say? Ah, damn it. I should have stayed quiet. Now I'm about to start a fight. As the Ambu tries to slash Naruto, as Naruto grabs his sword and just cuts it. Not cuts it, destroys it. You done yet? This demon? You're definitely a demon. No human has this power. You just broke my sword. With your hands. This sword was made out of fine steel. You'll pay for that. As he says, as he makes the hand signs for a water dragon, as he says, water style, water dragon. As a giant water dragon comes out of nowhere. As Naruto says, absorption. As his Renegon comes out of nowhere. As he absorbs his chakra, he says, thank you for the replenish. Renegon? When did he... As most people don't even know about the Renegon, but select people in the Ambu do. Oh, so you know this. No one actually knows what this is, so it's surprising that you know about this at all. As we continue to Naruto, as he is currently making his way to Tsunade's office, as he gave up his will to fight after he saw Naruto's his feat of strength. As then we would continue to see a Naruto who is currently going to Tsunade's office. Snap! As he's massaging his little points in his body that are currently sore from fighting for so much time. As Naruto would say, damn. As people would start scowling and looking at Naruto. For my whole life they've been doing this. Couldn't they have gotten the hint already? I don't care. As Naruto has a tendency to think out loud. As the villagers hear this, making them more pissed off. As a few joning and kids, not kids, kind of like people his age. Oh, so look at you, little hot shot. What do you think you are? As he's patting his mouth out of yawning. And that was actually convenient because I yawned on purpose. I don't have time to deal with you today. How about tomorrow? I have to go talk to Tsunade. Yeah, right. What are you gonna go talk to the Hokage for? Yeah, I bet you don't even know who he is. As his little friends start giggling. Yeah, see ya. As Naruto's already making his way off. Who do you think you are? As he says, look what my dad bought me. As they all see the kunai that he currently has, and he says, oh, throw it at him. As he throws it, as Naruto grabs his kunai, he says, oh, you really think this is the way to throw a kunai? As he throws it extremely hard, as it swifts right on the side of the kid's face, as the kid is wide-eyed, as he looks behind him and sees how many trees were pierced by it, as he tries to find his kunai, because it costed his dad money and he would kill him if he lost it, because it was a special type of kunai, a chakra kunai that would apply to your chakra, and what a chakra nature is, it would kind of like take up that chakra nature, which is the type of shuriken that Naruto used, the lightning embedded shuriken, yeah, basically that. As they would be looking for hours until they find the kunai. How did he pierce that many trees? He's a demon. As the other smacks him, of course he's a demon. As Naruto's in the office, Yasunade. Oh, Naruto. Yeah, I called you because I want another mission report. A full titled mission report. You came up on us at the wrong time. Oh, yeah. Sorry for that. I didn't know you were having a meeting. As he looks at Tsunade with dead shot eyes. I'm sorry, Naruto. It must have been embarrassing to be talked out of that by the surveilling console. Oh no, don't worry. I've been talked to like that before. I really have learned not to care anymore. Well, well then continue with the report. Well, as I was rescuing the Kazekage, I did come across two Akatsuki. Their names were Deidara and Sasori. Akatsuki. What did you do to them, Naruto? I killed them. As Jiraiya is like, what? As Jiraiya was present at the time. You killed Akatsuki? How did you, with what power? As Naruto says, hey, Pervy Sage. As he says, I told you not to call me that. I'm sorry, Pervy Sage. As he grunts, what do you want? I want to show you something after I'm done with this. Okay. As he continues with his report. Also, Sasori tried to get, tried to, tried to give up information about Orochimaru and my brother, as he knew that I was looking for him for his life. And did you let him live? Of course not. Did you not hear that I killed two Akatsuki? Context clues, Tsunade. What'd you call me? I'm sorry, Granny. That's more like it. As Naruto would say, well, he said that he had been keeping tabs on Orochimaru, as he knew that I was looking for my cousin. Sorry you guys heard me moving my AirPod, because that's what I'm using the mic on, so. Oh, he has. Orochimaru, huh? Jiraiya thinks in his head. He had kept tabs on Orochimaru and where he was, as spies were currently on his tail at all times. They were set to meet in Tenshi Bridge. Oh, Tenshi Bridge. Okay then. Naruto, your new captain will be meeting you for this new mission. What? Yes, and they will be a replacement for Sasuke. If you want, you can pick him out yourself. He doesn't have to be he can be temporary just for this mission. I will select one after this mission. As Naruto says, okay. As he gets out of the out of Tsunade's office, as he says, "Come, Pervy Sage." As oh, sorry, I'm scratching my head. As Pervy Sage follows, or Jiraiya, I just like to call him Pervy Sage, As Jiraiya follows Naruto, what you want to show me? This is a pretty deep part of the training grounds, don't you think? I think this is the farthest one from the actual village. Yes, it is, and that's intentional. As Naruto sets up barriers. Oh, chakra barriers. What are you about to do, Naruto? Looking at him with a stern face. Oh, nothing much. Just about to show you a new jutsu I developed. As Naruto starts to create the Rasengan. I already know about this jutsu, Naruto. Are you wasting my time? As then, as then it would start to look like a shuriken. What? What? As he would hear thousand blades clashing, as it would become bigger and bigger over time, as it would become of the size of probably, let's say, the size of a bed, let's say. Just think, as Naruto would put it on his one finger, as he would throw it. As he would throw it at a giant mountain, one that was really created out of chakra that Naruto created, as he threw it. Yeah. As it would go right into the mountain. As it cut through the mountain until it reached the center, as it exploded. As Jiraiya would look in amazement. What the? What was that, Naruto? That's a, that's an easy S-class jutsu. When did you? As Naruto was admiring the praise, that's what I call the Rasen Shuriken. I've just developed it, and it's a pretty powerful jutsu. It takes a lot out of me. I could probably throw it around 5 times without any problems. But it's really hard to charge up. It takes around a minute. I don't know how to lower this time. I was thinking about how you could tell me how to lower the cooldown time of a jutsu. You want to know how to do that? Well, I would just say change chakra control. Well, that's all I needed, Jiraiya. As Tsunade had given Naruto time to prepare for the jutsu. Sorry, guys, I'm moving. Because I was currently lying, so I kind of got tired of that position, so I'm getting up. Let's see. Okay, 27 minutes. Okay, I'll make this a maybe 40-minute video if I can finish this. Okay, as Tsunade had given Naruto a few like 2 days. Sorry, to Naruto to finish. Hold up, let me put. Sorry, guys, I had to go close the door of my room because there was a lot of noise being done in the living room, so I didn't want you guys to hear that. So it must be a little more quiet now. So yeah, let's just continue with the story. As Naruto had given, as Tsunade has given Naruto time to prepare, as he would be, no, sorry, he would be meeting his new captain of Team 7's captain, temporary leader, I guess, in a few hours. As Naruto would head to the Uzumaki and Namikaze compound, as even though Kushina was not an Uzumaki and was actually a Uchiha, a very powerful one at that. Because of this, she didn't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting tongue twisted. Not the Namikaze, Minato, didn't have the relation she did with the Uzumaki, but he actually did because even though he did not have Kushina as an Uzumaki as his uh, wife, he still did have the relationship because his mother was an Uzumaki, and I think he was actually his mother was actually an Uzumaki in canon. But if she was not, then I'm just gonna make it like that for plot convenience. And yeah, so the Uzumaki and the Namikaze shared libraries, as Naruto would be looking for a sealing jutsu, one that could hold his stuff, as he had created sealing jutsus before. But currently, all he needs is basically a sealing jutsu that he could copy the formula to create his own. As Naruto really liked creating sealing jutsus, as was like as if it was like making a painting. As Naruto did like to draw in his free time, and created beautiful pieces. And he thought that chakra was just the paint that he used to make seals. As Naruto was kind of like Deidara, yeah, Deidara in making like explosions. Explosion is, I think, it's like an art or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't remember his catchphrase. Explosion is an art is an explosion, something like that. I think that's what it is. As Naruto had that same mindset, just that it was for seals. So Naruto would look around and he'd find a really powerful seal. As he'd bring it home, create a seal. As he did study, I don't know how to say it, but it's like chirography, something like that, which is basically like making mastering the way to like writing words in Japanese or basically in seals with ink and with brushes. And Naruto would make multiple brushes, as he'd make one in his jacket, in his book packs, in his pouches, basically in everything that could store things to store things giantly. So Naruto made levels to this seal. As he made the first level, being able to carry around 10 to 25 things depending on the chakra he'd put in it at the time. Then level 2, he would be able to store bigger things, kind of like, let's say, a bed, a book pack for the food. He'd be able to put in there at least 75 things. Tier 3, he'd be able to put in around like 200 to 300 things in there. And at sealed 4, he'd be able to put up at least enough items to last him around a month. And at level 5, he'd be able to it almost would be like an infinite type infinity seal, like being able to like put at least, it would organize it automatically. And it's very a complex seal that Naruto has to improve over time to increase these levels, because the currently are not that complex. But right now he has a basic seal, but he made it in his own way to be able to be improved on and continued, because he didn't want just a regular seal. As Naruto would pack in chakra, shuriken that can be influenced by chakra. He also put in there food. He put in a sleeping bag. He put in books written by Hashirama and books put in by the Uchiha, as he was trying to kind of improve more on his Sharingan, because his Sharingan was currently the weakest dojutsu he currently has, as this Rinnegan is already increasingly powerful, and his Byakugan is already in its max form. As Naruto can conjure up things, he can use his Byakugan to the maximum level, as he was trained. Uh, as he was trained by Fukaku. No, that's not Fukaku. His name starts with an H, but the head of the Hyuga for a specific amount of time as a child, as they did see that at some point he had the Byakugan. And because of this, even though he did have the Byakugan, they didn't want him spreading the Byakugan to other villages, so they kept him in close proximity and trained them himself. So yeah, let's continue. As they would meet on top of a on top of a building where they first met Kashi, to talk to him about, like, introduce yourselves and everything. It's kind of like the school building but different. As they would introduce themselves to Yamamoto, I think that was his name. As Actually, no, they didn't introduce themselves to Yamamoto. So Naruto is actually looking around for a replacement for Sasuke, as he was asking all of his friends and meeting people that he hadn't seen since the Chunin exams, and hadn't been able to introduce himself, because they didn't think that was actually Naruto, as Naruto had matured a lot grown a lot and was way more handsome than he was when he first came back from the training trip. He was way more. He kind of had a big glow up more than he actually had as a child. No, as he normally did in canon. As he would be looking around at all his friends, as he would talk to Ino. No, because she had a mission too with her squad, but she really wished she could, and actually talk to Kurenai. I think that was her squad leader. Yes, that was Kurenai. And unfortunately, she couldn't go. She talked to Haku, but Haku was also a part of the Ambu, and she had a mission as she was a team captain actually because of her Kekenkai, and she got way stronger as Haku was progressed in her ice, being able to create all types of things with it, and had unlocked a her lightning and fire attributes. Currently, also having water, so she was considered a prodigy in most people's eyes, and none of them knew about her backstory, so they didn't really care much about her, but still did consider her as a prodigy. Sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry. So that's how their lives are going. Ino also got way more powerful than she did in canon. She was also trained by Tsunade, and was trained by a lot of Konoichi in the village, and her mind transfer jutsu had increased a lot, so she was way more powerful than she is actually in her canon counterpart. Because even though Naruto's OP, I don't know make him too OP to the point that they can't defend themselves against Naruto and stuff like that. Until he meets Shikamaru and Choji, who are currently eating at a restaurant, just random one. As they would meet outside, hey guys, um, I'm looking for a temporary replacement for Sasuke. Can any of you guys help me? Not really. We have a mission. I think Choji's free. As Choji would be like, huh? While he was still stuffing his face with chips. Oh yeah. I was supposed to go on a mission, but because of clan reasons, I didn't go. That's not really the excuse of why he didn't go. I'm not sure why. I'm just coming off the top of my mind. Also, can you help? Sure, I'll help. Also, Choji, you gotten a little fat. I haven't seen you. As Naruto would remember, oh shit, I messed up. I forgot. I can't call him as a giant fist would be coming at Naruto, not being able to finish this. And Naruto knew he deserved this fist, so he didn't try to do anything to dodge it. But out of the distance, there was a man kind of like sitting on a building as an he not be paying attention to the giant enlarged fist coming towards him, but more towards the giant ink beast hurtling towards Choji. As Choji would see this and try to attack it, he says, "Hey Choji, let me handle this." As Shikamaru was also ready to use Shadow Possession Jutsu on him, and he also kind of like put his hand behind him as he unsheathed the sword, and he says, "Heavenly style, air gust." As he slashes his sword down, as giant air pressure coming off the sword would get rid of the ink beast, also heading towards um the man, which we all know as Sai. I'm just gonna say Sai. As the ink beast would be destroyed, as Sai would say, "Ink serpent," as they would go towards Naruto, not being able to see the giant air slash coming towards him, or air scythe, I guess I say. The ink beast would be destroyed, but also the air gust, so it wouldn't touch him. As he would charge towards the man, as he was kind of bummed out that Choji probably wouldn't want to be a part of the team, so he's kind of bummed out about the fact. So he's kind of angry at this point. So he grabs the man by the face and smashes him towards the ground. "What are you attacking me for, bastard?" As he doesn't want to say nothing. Don't want to say nothing. As he stood there kind of trying to convince him to say something. And he eventually just gave up on convincing him. As he said, "Okay then, take this." As he smashes him repeatedly into the ground. as his face becoming bloodier and bloodier per as people were surrounding around Naruto. He says, "Look at him! Look at him! That beast is trying to kill the kid. He's so defenseless." As Naruto really not listening, as then people joining, afraid of attacking Naruto because of his power, would not majorly attack him, but then the villagers would one villager would throw a rock at Naruto, then another, and then all the mob were throwing rocks. As the Jonin said, "This is a time to torture the beast." As they all start throwing kunai, shuriken, as Naruto was more content about dodging these things, as he put seals around his eyes, so his eyes would stay the same as his Sharingan. As the Sharingan actually turned into his Mangekyo, as he would dodge these, as he doesn't want to get hit, as he wants to look presentable for his new team leader, as he doesn't want to look like he just got in a fight and give off wrong first impression, because we all know first impressions give it all. That's not really a saying, but I'm just saying. But Naruto would be more focused on dodging these than actually paying attention to the person that he was actually beating was flying away on an ink beast. As Naruto would be walking back home, he was still bummed out because he talked to Choji after, but Choji refused while being mad at Naruto. I expected that. As he was down, as there was a visible dark cloud on top of Naruto's head, as people were happy that Naruto was such in a bad mood, but never said anything and just walked by. As we see Sakura, she says, "Okay, okay, bastard, don't say anything." As she walks towards Naruto, that was walking, and she was in front of his door, as she would see that Naruto was actually not there at home, as she was screaming at his door because she didn't want to she wanted to talk to Naruto, so she wanted to open his door, as she would see what she was doing and couldn't have thought that Naruto was actually not home. So she covered her face out of embarrassment and ran away. And she says, "Meet me, meet our new team leader on top of the school building." As she would run away with hands in her face, while kind of instinctively crying, but like laughing at herself at the same time, out of her stupidity. As Naruto would be heavily confused, but he'd enter back home. As he'd see the tiny Kurama sleeping on the floor. "You got that banshee to get away. She's good job, buddy." As he headbutts Naruto on his hand, as Naruto would hold up a fist, kind of like to what is it called again? To like knock, you know when you like when you hit your fist on another person. Yeah, it sounds really dumb for me to be explaining it, but I don't remember the name of it. But Naruto would then continue to pack up, and she says, "Where you going? You left me alone." "Oh yeah," as he grabs Karama, he starts to absorb Karama's chakra, which Karama was heavily suppressing. As Naruto put a suppression chakra seal on Karama, being able to suppress his chakra, so no villager suspected anything. As he would absorb Karama all right back up. As Naruto would say, that feels better. I feel better than normal. I forgot that you gave me supernatural strength when I used it when you were inside of me." Pause. If you know what I mean by pause, you know what I mean by pause. As Naruto would then make his way to the recon spot where they were supposed to meet their new leader. As he would make his way there and see a mummy. As a man was there, as Naruto would see the heavily battered man, as he would unsheath his sword, but as fast as he unsheathed it, he resheathed it. As the mummy that he saw was a battered up, bruised face Sai, as he says, healing. As he puts up his hand, as green light shows up out of his hand and heals Sai's face. Sai did not appreciate the fact that he healed him because he was actually kind of mad the fact that Naruto beat him up that bad. And he says, "Well, let's get going." As Naruto would grab all of them and teleport them to the gate. Well, see you later, Konoha. And there's where we're gonna be leaving it off today, guys. I did give you guys a 40-minute video. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys did, like, comment what if I should do next, recommendations about what I should fix about my storytelling, and yeah, with no further ado, signing out. It's the Wandering Swordsman.